everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you popped over to see what I am up to. For everyone who is new here and sees me for the first time, welcome. My name is Janny and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel. On this channel I keep it short. You will find lots and lots of seasonal decor DIYs and daily decor DIYs. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. It would help my channel a lot to grow. So enough talking, let's jump into today's DIY inspiration. You see what we will use for this DIY. We need of course our tumbling tower blocks, and I'm using again the smaller blocks. Of course I use a roll of tape. This will be an experiment because I need to make a round. So normally I use a ribbon and some glue, but I'm going to try to use some, here we call it duct tape. So I don't know how you call it, adhesive tape, if I could maybe in English. At least I use the tape. Some paint at your choice. I use my wood glue. Of course I have my little container with some scissors, some markers, some brushes, some pencils, everything I need, and some styrofoam balls, but you can use some wooden beads. It doesn't matter because we need a head. We are going to try to make a kind of a family, but a family you can use all year round. You can use it for the Valentine, you can use it for the Easter season, you can use it for anything. So we will see how this will turn out. I have no idea, I never made this kind of family, so we will see. I hope you are taking your tumbling tower blocks too and do this together with me. So we are going to start with the round of the bodies, of course. I almost forgot to tell you, I also have an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away our glue. What we're going to do, we are going to start with 3 blocks and we're going to glue them on the top like this. And very easy, squeeze together, squeeze this one together, and make sure that everything is in a straight line, like I always say. And this is one, and we're going to get another of 3, very easy. And this one, and again roll them together in a straight line again, and also press them down so you are not having a kind of how you call, oh, you see, whoa, you see already, he was already gone. He was stuck to my to my towel. And you see, this is also DIYing. So again, wipe away, and of course I sit, oh, you see already. What is this? And you see, we're going to do again a little glue, and now we hope that he will stick together this way. Press it together, and now we're going to make sure that we don't stick, and we're going to place it over here, and we're going to get another of 3. So that's the great thing about wood glue, you so easy can redo it again and it doesn't matter. And this way again, squeeze it, press it down. I'm going to make 10 pieces of 3, but I will do it a little bit faster. So I gave them a couple of minutes to dry in. I'm going to roll them this way together. I'm going to turn them over like this, and I'm going to make them in a straight line. Of course, you can use some metal hook for it, so you don't have to do it as difficult as I do. So, but I like it always this way. I'm just a little bit stubborn, so don't worry about it. Do whatever you think is right. Of course, we're going to make sure that at least the underside is kind of fitting. You see, this one is a little bit longer than the other ones, so I give it a little bit like this. And of course we are not going to glue it, we're just going to place it against each other. And now I'm going to get my block. I'm going to make a little bit of a straight line like this. Of course, take your time for it. If you also don't have a metal hook, oh, you see already this one is already falling down. He is not into it today. Some blocks are, I don't know if the weather it is maybe too rainy, but my wood glue has difficulties adjusting to what I want. He doesn't want to do what I want to do. So I really have no idea. So I'm going to get my tape, And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make layers of tape over here instead of a ribbon. Normally you see a lot of DIYs also do ribbon. I did it also in a couple of DIYs, but I thought maybe it also can be done with tape if you don't have a ribbon laying around for everyone. So I'm going to, very easy, I'm sorry for the noise, I'm going to measure out a little bit where I want to have my, I think over here. So, and I'm going to look for, if I don't have it too long, because you don't want to have it too long. So I'm going to start here under, over here, place it up, and very carefully just place it over here. This is already one. What we're going to do with the second layer, of course, we're going to make an overlay, because we don't want that it is not sticking to each other. So we go for a small piece of overlay, not too much, but a small piece, like this. And it doesn't matter that this is a little bit shorter, so don't worry about it. I'm going to get my, I think, over here. And now I have to look if I am correctly, or that I need to cut off a little piece. So all again, a little bit of overlay over here, like this. So, and I'm going to press everything down very easy, and just make sure that if you do it with the warm hands, your glue on the back side of the sticky side of the back side of the tape will will stick better to your blocks. But I have really no idea if this will work or not. So, but sometimes you have to try things. So, and this is easy because everyone has tape laying around. And even when you don't have it, it's very cheap to buy. And ribbon is also, again, a little bit expensive. And you also need, again, extra glue. So we're going to go over it and give it a little bit of time to readjust to the wood. So I gave it a little bit time to, because he was out of my garage. So he was so cold. So I did let it readjust a little so the sticky side can get warm up. What we're going to do, we're going to place it this way. And now we're going to look if we can make a round out of it. Oh, this is very easy. This is so much easier than the ribbon I used. So now I can very easily make a nice round. You see, I hope I can show it to you this way. Of course, this one also needs a little drying. So, like this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a little square so he can stand on a stand. So I am really happy how the size is already. Like this. So, but before we're going to make the little stand where I can stand on, I have to make, of course, it is a family, we have to make more. So I'm going to start with 4 pieces of blocks together, like this. So we do, again, one on the top and on this side, row them together, and this one. And squeeze it and press it this way. Make sure also with, especially with 4 blocks, that you press them down, because you don't want to have that he is setting. Here in the Netherlands we say ball, but I don't know how you call it in the English, but I will look it up. And again, we're going to get 4 blocks, and we do it the same way again, like we did with the other one. We're going to some glue on this one, roll it together, and the third one, and of course number 4, is the closure up again. Squeeze it, press it, and wipe it. We can just sing it together. It's almost a song. So many times I sing it. So I'm going to do the rest a little bit faster, and we need 10 pieces again, also of 4. So again, we have our 10 rows of 4, and we're going to row them together this way. We're going to turn them around, and we're going to make the same. Make a nice straight line, like this, and so we can work our tape again. So very careful because it is not totally dry yet, so be careful that you don't. And of course take your time for it, and maybe sometimes you can turn blocks around. So maybe this one is not totally the greatest, so maybe if I turn it this way, maybe here is fitting a little bit better. Like this, and of course also make sure, and this way, and this. And now I'm going to get my tape again, and very easy, we are going to do the same way we did with the other one. Again, we're going to measure out on the eye where I need to have it. I think over here. It needs a little bit longer than normal, because this is for, no, that's not true. Of course, this is also 10 rows. I just thought it would be longer, but he's of course longer in the height and not in the vertical way, horizontal way. I make it very difficult for you. Don't worry, don't mind me. You just have 10 rows of 4. I just make it difficult. I'm going to go for this one. And again, we're going to place over a little piece. And this way. And we have a little, you see, a little small overlay, not too much. And this way. And we're going to do for the third row, I think we need 4. I hope I have it not too long. We will see. And again, a little overlay. Like this, and very carefully place it on top of here, because the inside you won't see anymore later, so don't worry about it. And the last one. And this way, and we're going to place it also over here. And again, make sure with warm hands that you warm it up, and so the stickiness glues very nicely on top of your wood. So this way, and of course I give it this one also a little time and rubbing, that everything sticks very nicely together. And especially because the glue of our wood glue is not totally dry yet. So I'm going to take it up, and we're going to look if all the pieces are bending, because you need to bend everything in a round. And this way, and you see already how nice is he. He's so easy to work with. So we already have a big one, we have a smaller one, and now we only need a very small one. So this is very easy. We only need 2 blocks. So we're going to do 2 blocks together. A very easy. And of course, always the DIY is very easy. I make these mistakes for you, and you can easily make it in a better version than I have. And always give your own twist on it. That's always the greatest thing. And the last period we get so many beautiful pictures of DIYs. So, and we are so happy about it, because it's so nice to see that people get inspired to making cute little DIYs for themselves, for in their homes. That is so great to see, because that's why you do it. You do it for that everyone enjoys seeing it and making it with their own twist on it for in their own home. So that's always the greatest thing. So if you are liking it, you can send us a mail with your picture, because we would love it to see, because you make the better version than what we are making. So we just give the inspiration, and it is so nice to see that a lot of our friends are getting inspired. But of course, everyone who only love to watch, it's also fun and to have you here, because we are having, and we are so blessed with our friends, because I hear also a lot of people who are a little bit disappointed, because sometimes people are not always very nice on YouTube. They get yeah, not very nice comments, and Besides that people are commenting on my English, we have beautiful friends and always saying the most beautiful and kind things. So we are very blessed with that. So everyone who is here and sees this later or now, thank you for that, because you are really a true friend. Of course, everyone can have their opinion, but why do you have to be so rude on people when they are just showing you what they love? I don't understand why people are so rude on YouTube. Really don't understand it. I only need one of two, and then we already have our 10 pieces of two. And this is already the last one. So we have again a row of 10. We are going to let it dry in for a little moment. So we are going to get the 10 pieces together, turn them around, and we're going to repeat the same. Like this. And I'm going to get my tape again. And I'm going to make sure that this one is a little bit higher. This way. You see this block is a little bit smaller. So we have to do with it. I'm going to get my tape. And I'm going to tape the same like I did with the other. I don't need a lot of tape because it's only 2 blocks. So very easy. This is already 1. I think I have 2 more than enough. So again, I'm going to look for, I think here, and give it also again a little overlay, not too much, but a little. And we're going to work with our fingers again until the glue is warmed up. So then we already have our little family. You don't believe it. You see this is not a family. No, this is not a family yet, but we already have their bodies already. So I'm going to work with it, and then we're going to make the a little plank where they are standing on. So I lay my 3 pieces aside over here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get 4 blocks again. Oh, this is 4. And we're going to row them together the same like we did with the one of the people. And this is number 3 and number 4, and squeeze it and press it together. We're going to go over here, make the way that our glue is gone. Again, we make 4 pieces of 4, 4 pieces of 4, at least 4 pieces, and we're going to row them together this way, and again squeeze it, press them down, and again wipe away the glue. And this way we are going to make 9 in total, but a little faster. So we have our 9 pieces of 4, and we're going to place them very easy on the side like this, and of course like this, and this one, and we're going to make very straight lines over it with our glue. Make sure that you have each block, because we want to have a nice steady plank where they can stand on. Of course, there has to be a little bit more glue, and this way. Of course, this takes a little bit of your time. I try to do it as fast as I can. So I hope you still be with me. Of course, number 7, number 8, and then we can glue them together very easy. Just place them aside and turn them over, turn it over, and row them together, and this way. And the last one, and make sure that you have a nice straight line and squeeze them all together until one piece. And we're going to try to get a nice straight line. Of course, this way we have to press them together so we are sure that everything is sticking right. And this way, move them over, and we are going to work away our glue with, of course, our towel, because or else you get a plank full of with some glue, and that's not what we want. And of course, if there are spaces left open and you don't like it, you use some speckle and you fill up the little gaps. But I don't mind, because it gives also a little bit of structure to your piece. And most of the time, if you use paint, you don't even see the openings anymore. So I'm going to let this dry, and we're going to make a kind of a border around it, so it looks like he is double layers, but he is not double layers, or else you would use again 40 blocks, and that's a little bit pricey. So we're going to just go around with a little line. For the border, to give it the look like he's double layered, we are going to do 3 blocks. This way, also on the tops, and on this one. And this is already number 1. We're going to make a second one of 3, because he's for over here. And then we're going to make 2 of 4, but not totally 4, because it's a little bit smaller than 4 blocks. So you need to cut off a little piece. And this way we're going to, but I'm going to show you, of course, if you are placing here 1 block, this is what the one of the will be 3, and you place it over here, you see already that this is number 3 and number 4, but he's not totally, because you also have already 1 border over here. You see already you need 1 block, which you need to cut off a little piece. So get your marker, and this is the piece we need. Of course, I already did it. This is already 1. I need to make another one. So you need to make a little line which is fitting for inside of here, like this. And then you have it totally fitting, because or else it looks very strange. So we like a really high-end look for it. So it's take the time for it and just cut off a little piece. And this is so little piece, you can even do it very fast with a handsaw. I use my jigsaw, but you can also do it with a handsaw. So I have my 2 little pieces. Of course, I just cut off a little piece. We're going to get 3 blocks, and we glue them together. And number 2 and number 3. And then we're closing it up with the small and the little block. Squeeze it, press it together until 1 piece. And we're going to give it a little bit of rest. Oh, you see already, it needs to glue. And I'm going to do here the same. Again, 3 blocks. And number 2, some glue. And number 3. And again, place them together, and place this one also at the ending. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. So now we have our pieces we need. We're going to get our plank. We are going to place this one, of course, over here. You see already he's totally fitting. So we are doing some glue on the underside, over here. And we do it on the little bit on the inside over here. And we're going to place it very easy on top of here. And make sure that you have it in the middle. Give it a little bit of pressure. Like this. And we're going to get a longer one. And we're going to make sure that we have it on the underside. Very easy. Just place it over here in a straight line. And again, give it a little bit of pressure. And this way, we're going to do for the other side the same. We do some glue. on each block. And we're going to place this one, of course, against this one. And make sure that you have it also at the ending and give it some pressure and feel with your fingers that you have it in a nice straight line and that this is also getting in a straight line. And now the only thing what we need is of course closing it up with the underside some glue over here, and we do some on here and some on here. And now we're going to turn it over. We're going to place it this way and we're going to place it in like this. And we're going to give this also some pressure and we're going to work a little bit with it until we have the shape we want to have like this. And we're going to let this dry. So we're going to place this one aside to dry. Of course, what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint. We are going to paint, I'm going to start with painting this one in the white, the bigger one in the creamy, and the bigger size we are going to do in the brown. So we have an S, an M, and an L size. So very easy. I take my white chalk paint, and it is easy, very easy now to get inside of the opening. So if you paint it this way, it's so much easier before we're going to glue everything together. So I'm going to get my time, and of course, don't forget this side and of course the top side, because the inside you can paint it if you like it better. You also can paint a little bit the inside. You don't have to do it perfectly, but you can easily paint the inside. So I'm going to take my time for it, and I hope you take the color of your choice, of course, because this is just an inspiration. You see already the first one is painted. What I'm going to do, I'm also going to paint two blocks, loose blocks in the same color like I did this one. And you see later what we're going to do with it. But we're going to paint it in the same white color, and we're going to do this also with the other one. The other one will be in a brown, and of course I still debating if I do the cream or maybe another color, but also with each one you also paint two loose blocks in the same color, and then we're going to you see later what we're going to do with it. I really have no idea if this will go or not, if it looks nice, so but we see that in a moment. So again, this is already one block. I'm placing it on the, oh, you see already, I forgot totally one side of my block, and that's not what we want. And this, and now we're going to do the second one, very easy. This is chalk paint, but this chalk paint is so thin, so everything is running everywhere. So I hope you have thicker, and this is already the thicker kind, so that's not really good if it's only here or it is just the paint. I really have no idea, but I'm going to place this one of course also over here, and this is number 2. And now I'm going to take the other colors. So you see I did this one in the brown color, but also did two loose blocks in the brown color, the same like I did with this one. So now we're going to do the middle size. So you see already on the side are our 3 pieces we just colored. Of course I have 2 styrofoam balls and a little smaller one. What I'm going to do, I use some little, you also can roast marshmallows with it. You just do somewhere in between, you do just this one, and you do also one in this one, and one in the smaller one. Of course I have to find the opening, because here is a little piece out, and I'm going to paint this one in the light of the little bit creamy white color. I show you in a moment. Of course I should have done the lid off already so you could see it very fast, but I totally forgot. So this is the color, you see it's creamy, and I also do the heads in the creamy color, but I also do our stand in this color on both sides, because I'm not going to know if I use it this way or I will use it this way. I think this way, but I'm going to paint them also in this cream color. I can start with this one. So you see already it's a little bit off white, but I am loving the color. So all the pieces are now painted. Of course, I'm going to take one of the rounds. What I'm going to do, of course, you can glue them this way together, but then you get on one side a flat look. I don't like that, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get, for temporary, I'm going to get a little piece of tape you also use when you're going to paint your windows or something else. You can easily go beside it and you can easily remove it without scratching the glue. So I'm going to make sure that I have a nice round, and I'm going to do this one on top of here, and I'm going to make a nice round. So, and then I'm going to glue them or stick them together with one simple tape. So like this. And I'm going to do, of course, the second one to be sure. And I'm going to do it over here. What I'm going to do, because we also painted the loose blocks, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some loose block, and I think I have to debate if I am going to use, because I'm going to twist them around. I'm not going to do the white on the white. I'm going to twist all the colors around. So everyone has different color of arms. So I was debating with myself. I know it's it's strange, but I was debating with myself. I would mix them up, the colors, but I kept them next to it because I'm going to make a kind of arms, but I don't like it. I really don't like it. So I'm keeping it with the white. So I'm going to double it up. This is the back side. This one is open. So you have two here, the open sides. Then you have two loose blocks, and I'm going for this two. So very easy. You have four left open which don't have anything, and I'm going to glue this on here. So I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm going to very easy glue this one on top of here. I think I'm going to turn it over. This way this one looks much nicer. So I'm going to go for this one. Of course, I can still paint a little bit with it, so I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure, and I'm going to do on this side the same. And I have to look for which one is the widest, and I'm going to glue this one on top of here, and again squeeze it and press it together and keep it in place for a little moment. And when everything is dried up, of course, I'm going to, you see already, I'm much too high. This is better. I think he's looking strange, but of course my eyes are old. So I have, of course, here the two pieces. Now I'm going to get some wooden beads. I have here this kind of wooden beads, and I am going to keep them this color, and I'm going to glue them under the ending of the block like this. You see that in a moment, but of course this needs to dry in a little moment. So I have one finished. Of course, I would that I had a bead which was one size smaller. He is almost a little too big, and if I do another layer of blocks, it will be much too thick. So I don't like it. So I have to deal with it, but I would that I have my beads a little bit smaller, because one size smaller would look nice. So I hope you have one size smaller. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get now the dark brown color, and again I'm going to get my tape, and I'm going to pull off a little piece, and I'm going to do the same like I did with the other one. Very easy, just place a little tape on the back side and also under it. Again, make sure that you have a nice shape in your round, because that works always much better. And I'm going to do it over here, a little bit of tape, and then we're going to glue also the arms for this one over here. We're going to turn it over. I'm going to do it on the back side. This is the opening. I'm going to leave this one open. I'm going to leave D2 open, D2, the D2, this two. We say D here in the Netherlands, but of course I mean this two again, and D will be open. This one will be with the blocks. Of course, we do some glue over here, and we're going to glue it on top of here, and make sure that you have a nice straight line, and don't do it too high that I did. So Be careful where you glue it. And we're going to do the other side over here. And we're going to place this one. We have 4 open, and we're going to do it on this one. I have to be looking right, or else we have the glue on the wrong side of the paint, and we don't want that. So again, this one, and we're also going to glue these 2 beads under it. So because I don't have the small size, I hope you will. So now we're going to get our little blank, because I'm not going to use the inside, I'm going to use this side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to arrange my people, how you call it. I don't know how you want to call it. I'm going to arrange them on top of here, and then I'm going to glue them on here so I can remove the tape. So first I'm going to get, of course, the bigger one. I think I'm going to go for over here. We have the smaller one. I think this one, we need to, this one over here. Now we have to make a room for the smaller one. Of course, they all need to be together, and also a little space for, so just take your time for it, just arrange it the way you want to have it. This is my arrangement, but you can do anything. And later, of course, we will place the head on top, but first I have to make the shape there where I want to have it. So this is very easy, just take your time for it, and because that will work much better than you do it in a rush. So I'm going to get my wood glue, and I'm going to turn this one over, and I'm going to place it on top of here. So I place now 2 on here. I place one a little bit aside, this one a little bit the other side, and I'm going to do the smaller one in the middle. Of course, you still can redo it over here, and I'm going to look for if I like it this way, but you can decide for yourself because everyone's taste is different. So I'm going to turn this one, and I'm going to turn it over like this, and you saw me doing it already with the other ones. And again, some glue on each block, and over here, and this one, and this one. And now we're going to place it this side, and now I'm going to look for where I want to have it exactly. I give it a little bit of space over here and a little over here. So I think I'm going to go for this one, and I'm going to let this dry. And this is how mine turned out. What I'm going to do, because the heads are not totally dry yet, almost, but I'm going to did go find in my stash just a wooden heart, and it's from a banner. I took it apart, and of course you can use a piece of cardboard if you don't have it laying around, or maybe you can saw something with wood for yourself. But I'm going to get the red color, and I'm going to give it a nice red look. So, but you can maybe do it in some pink color, or maybe white. I give it a little bit of distress. It's not really a red. The black is still coming through. So I like this way, but of course paint it any way you like. And I'm going to go for this look. So the little heart is almost dried up, and I took some Scrabble letters, the X and the O. So I'm going to do it because this you can use for any season, but of course Valentine is around the corner. Of course, I know it is, Christmas is still here, but for my DIYs, they're already a little bit ahead. So I hope at least you like a little bit of the early inspiration. So I'm going to do some glue on the back side of this one, and of course on this one. And I'm going to turn them over, and I'm going to try to place them down together at the same time. Of course, I have to turn this one around. And of course, I'm totally under the glue. You see, you see already I am gluing myself. But so I'm so happy I always have my DIY clothes on, because or else it would be one big mess. So I'm going to place them over here, a little bit down and this way. And I'm going to give a little bit of pressure. And make sure that we have them straight because we don't want them in a crooked line. Like this. And I'm going to let this dry also. And here you see my styrofoam balls, and I didn't use the flat one. I did use the snowball ones because I like the structure which is on top of here. Of course, you can use the flat one, of the smooth one, just how you call it. And I just took the snowballs. So if you have them, it's the season in the Dollar Tree or maybe somewhere else in your store, and you have the one which is a little bit of snow on top, I would grab them, and then you can use them also for DIYing, because I really love having this kind of balls. It gives a little bit more structure to your piece. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place them on top of here. I don't think I'm going to glue them, because or else it will be one big mess of glue, and he can very easily place on top of here. So you don't have to do it very difficult. You can easily place them on top. Of course, if you want to glue it, it is also fine. So I show it to you this way. And I'm going to do, of course, the last one on top of here, because he's a little bit smaller. And I am really happy how it is looking. Of course, I'm going to do some twine around it, and I'm going to place my heart. But you see in a moment the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling towel blocks, a little family, and I'm so happy how they turned out. I did it this time with a little touch for the Valentine, but of course you can change it up for any season. I hope you give this DIY a try and take out your tumbling towel blocks too. And of course, if you are here to watch, of course I hope you had fun watching. If you're new here and you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and hit the bell, so you will be notified when I upload new DIYs. Of course, enough talking. I hope and I wish for you all an amazing coming season. So I see you in the next one. Bye.